make sure it's seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going through?
Y'all keep talking.
Damn, now I need to go get some chicken. I'm going to Del Taco. I'm only spending $4 on food. I'm only spending $4 on. Adulting is hard as fuck.
It really is.
When it gets down to it, it is hard. Just trying to figure out, do I want to get this? Do I need this? Where does money balance out so I can sustain?
Yeah, Diddy was talking about Beyond Meat, which is really, really good. It is a little bit expensive.
It's a restaurant?
But no, it's like you can buy it at the store. They got beef patties, they got chicken, they got
Beyond Meat?
Yeah, it's like it's
So
kind of like the
what is it?
Impossible Burger. I love an Impossible Burger. Yeah, Impossible
where?
Burger is you can get that at a lot of the restaurants now. They serve it instead of a beef patty. You can get Impossible Burger, and it tastes exactly the same.
So what's Beyond Meat? Like, what is that?
Beyond Meat is like veggie. It's like a veggie beef. So it's not real beef. It's like it's a
They got
veggie
chicken?
substitute. Yeah, they got Beyond Chicken.
I'll Google it. Where they sell this shit at?
Rouse.
Sounds pretty good.
Did you Google it?
No.
Oh, no,
Beyond
it's really
Chicken?
good.
Oh,
Beyond
Is that a
Chicken,
brand?
Beyond Beef,
this
Beyond
is a
Chicken.
brand?
Yeah, it's Beyond Meat.
Where is it at? Like, what aisle is it at?
It's in the meat aisle.
I have seen this before.
I've never
had
heard of it.
I've had a vegan burger from this. All it takes is the right seasoning, honestly.
Well, some of them you don't even have to season because they already become seasoned. If you put too much on it, it becomes super salty, and you don't want to do that. So a lot of them you just have to just cook it. Like Impossible Burger is easy. Like you just literally just throw that bitch on there and it's good.
I don't know. I'm skeptical though. Everyone's taste buds ain't mine.
What it is,
Exactly.
I'll take y'all to my favorite place, Golden State. They have Golden State.
I've been to
They
Golden
have
State.
the bombest Impossible Burger. Like you would not even know it was Impossible.
Go
Burger.
to say this is very pricey.
Golden State's like $13 for
It's
a burger.
not horrible, but
But it
it's
comes
not
with-
necessary.
for just a burger.
It comes
Oh.
with the fries.
Oh, okay.
That's
Since
the
when?
meal. That's the meal. $13. I know.
Since when? They always charge me
Since
separately.
forever. They charge you.
The last time I got a turkey burger, it was a turkey burger, and then they charged me for the fries.
They charge you for the fries. They must not like you. You must be mean. to them.
The burger by itself
Yikes.
is whole $13.
But it
like
comes
whenever
with-
I go
it
there, the
comes with
meal.
fries.
Whenever I go there, my meal is like $15.
Tax.
They add on the fries.
The fries are included. Do you get like a Sprite or something on the side?
No,
They don't like you.
So now we get to the truth of the matter.
Yeah, because my burger is always like $13.
Wow.
mine is always 15, and I never understand
Do
why.
you smile and say hello? No.
Welcome to go to say, hey, can I have a turkey burger?
Oh, see, that's it.
What do I need to smile and say hello for?
Like, hey, how are you? Oh,
You don't need to ask
Here
all
we
that.
go. Now we're getting
I'm
deeper
doing
into
good.
it.
We'll need to ask
I'm
all
doing
that.
good. That's good. Like, okay, cool. Can I get a turkey burger?
No, I'm sorry. Hey, welcome to go to say, let me have a turkey burger, please.
Then now it gets
I
worse.
say please.
It gets worse.
I say
It
please.
just gets worse. It's
I'll get a
rougher.
turkey burger.
Lord.
Yeah, what we need to have a conversation for. Just like an Uber driver. I don't need to have a conversation with
People
a
are.
motherfucker taking my order.
I believe that people that are doing services for you, you should be nice and kind to them. And at
I'm
least
not
ask
rude to
them how they
them.
doing.
I'm just saying, like, we don't need to have a whole conversation.
They'll definitely take it into account though. Like when I'm pleasant to someone, I always get some type of bonus in my food. Always.
Yeah, like, I'm not mean or anything.
be
but
nice. And also, I do it because I know people are rude, and I worked in retail, so I know how rude people could be. So I just want to like be a little bit of light for that person's day.
Yeah, it's always safe to assume that the person before you wasn't the best customer. So with that, it's like if you're a breath of fresh air, you get some free shit.
And Vonnie's giving you all of these health tips. She also said just slowly add veggies. That's what she did. And just be more conscious about it.
Vonnie's been on this health kick, so maybe I
Vonnie
can take
looks
some
good
notes.
as shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm just.
Vonnie's a motherfucker.
I need to get back in the kitchen.
Because I'm going to be, I just know for a fact, I just can't eat healthy 7 days a week. I know I can't.
Yes, you can.
I've tried it.
You say that now because you've created this narrative that you can't.
But I've tried it.
But you can.
Like, I'm going to crave Chick-fil-A,
And that's okay.
and I'm going to want to eat it. Now I'll go
That's
eat
okay.
it.
If you eat it, just don't overdo it.
What does that mean?
What do you get from Chick-fil-A?
It varies. It depends on what my mood is.
And it
I'll
also,
get a number one, no pickle, add cheese, add turkey bacon, large fries, large fry rate.
That's not bad.
that's the large is the issue. Get a regular fry.
I can't go to Chick-fil-A and get a regular
Yes, you
fry.
can.
It's not possible.
Yes, you can.
I always need a large waffle.
You don't
fry.
always have to get one though.
When Chick-fil-A is your favorite restaurant, yes, you do.
That's
feel
the
attacked.
mindset. It's a mindset.
It is
You
a
just gotta
mindset.
change the mindset.
I feel attacked. So I think it's time for If I Told You That.
You sure?
Absolutely. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. Thank you, Whitney. You are never late. The Don't destroy her legacy.
Fuck up the keyboard. Why don't
So today's If I Told You That is interesting. If your sister and her husband, we'll say your sister and her husband, but if it's applicable to do brother or whatever, just don't fuck up the scenario. If your sister and her husband was not able to have children and asked you to be their surrogate, would you do it? Why?
So, like in our case, will we donate
Yeah, well-
sperm
Would you donate sperm?
for my sister's child
Yes.
or for my brother's child?
No, for my
Don't
sister.
you dare. Don't you dare.
For my brother's child, yes. Yeah, if my brother wanted to have a child and his wife was like, "We need sperm because your brother can't have any," I'll do it.
Let me just make sure I'm understanding. So,
In your case, it's a little weird.
what's the question?
If your sister, do you have a brother?
No.
No. he
Okay,
doesn't have
so
a
your
brother,
question is, if your sister could not have kids, okay, your sister's
let's change
man
it.
is infertile. He
Okay.
cannot produce sperm.
Okay.
And your sister wants to have a child. They both want to have a child.
Okay.
She needs your sperm. Would you donate?
Fuck no.
Or hold on, I was gonna say to switch it for him. Your wife cannot have kids.
Okay.
Like she's infertile. Well, and she wants to know if your sister could carry your child. Would you think that'd be a good idea?
With my
Hell
sperm.
no.
With my sperm, right?
Hell no.
No, not with your sperm. Like be your surrogate. 'Cause
But
With
it's
whose
whose
sperm
sperm?
is it?
Whose sperm
Because you
is
just
it?
said it's his wife.
It'd be your sperm.
and you're
And my
his
sister. No.
That's bad.
That's
But it'd be your sister's
disgusting.
egg.
Yeah, Calvin, that's
Do you hear
mental
yourself?
problems
It'd be
waiting.
your mom, your wife's egg.
But if
What?
you made it worse, and I specifically said at the start of this, don't.
Well,
fuck
the
up
question is, if
scenario.
your sister and husband were not able to have children, and they actually be their surrogate, would you?
If my sister, I would not give her my sperm. No.
no, that poor child.
I couldn't.
Yeah, the child would come off a little off,
No, absolutely
and
not.
I would talk about your child.
As much shit as Chris talks,
I know about to say as much
Yeah,
as
no. Fuck no.
no.
Like even if, let's just say if this was my homeboy and he was like, yeah, dog, like I can't have kids. Can I get? I wouldn't even feel comfortable. In my mind, I would feel like I just fucked your girl. In my mind, I feel like that's what
And then
just happened.
technically, it's your child.
In my mind, it's my child. And
Yeah,
that's
and then in my
what's
mind, I feel like
bugging
I have
me.
to go take care of this child. That's my sperm.
I'm gonna see him and be
I
like,
would feel
"Ah,
so bad.
little Eric."
Yeah.
But you don't know that. And then later down the line, whenever this comes out, because for some reason it always comes out in really dramatic fashion. I don't know if it'll happen at the family reunion or family feud, but like I don't have time for it to be like, wait, you're my dad, and it's just messy from there. And then we have that whole period of silence, and then you run after him. No, little Eric, wait.
I couldn't.
I see it already going to hell.
Mm-mm. I could not.
So to the listeners, if your sister and her husband or whatever is applicable in your life was not able to have children and asked you to be their surrogate, would you do it and why?
Why not just go get random sperm? Like, why would I would tell
I
my
don't want
sister that.
random sperm.
I would tell my sister, like, if my sister ever decided, hey, Chris, like, we can't, no,
I would
go
tell
to a
my
sperm
sister
bank.
the same thing. Go to a
I
sperm
thought
bank.
about that too, because I was like, you know what? I want a random egg. But then I thought about it again, like, I don't know that person.
Realistically, no one's sister is going to ask their brother. Well, I know, not in my family. No
Well,
one's
and
sister.
I wouldn't. Maybe not my sister, but like maybe my best friend, like maybe Stephanie, or maybe like Bianca, or like maybe someone else, like that is close to me, like a female that I actually know, because I want to know, like, first off, what this person looks like. I also want to know. I know that's really shallow, but hell, I also want to know like family history, like
Health.
do you have a dwarfism in your history? Is
Right.
sickle cell in your family history? Like, is diabetes? Like, what recessive trait am I going to get from this? Also, we carry these traits in our bodies, and I want to know what the person's eating. I want no nasty ass egg,
That's real.
and I don't.
So wait, what would y'all do?
I would.
Whatever is applicable.
For me,
Simone said she'll
do it for her sister. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I think she'll carry
She'd
the
carry
baby.
the child.
Carry the baby.
Oh right, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah, carry
she
it.
would carry, which I think is a different.
I would carry. I would
situation.
carry the baby.
I'm definitely not giving my sister sperm. No. Well, no, that's what's applicable.
So wait, if men could get pregnant,
I
y'all
would.
would carry the baby?
I would carry the baby.
Absolutely.
I would carry the baby.
Absolutely. I think it's a beautiful thing. I
You're
think it looks
crazy.
like hell, but like, I think the connection between the child and the person who's carrying it is different.
Fuck no.
Fun fact: I found out. Brian told me that our next door neighbor was a surrogate.
Why do y'all know our neighbors like this?
Why don't you know? Why don't you know your neighbors? That's,
I don't give a
that
fuck
should
to
be
know
the
them.
question. And that's the problem, Chris.
Why is that the
If
problem?
some shit went down in our apartment complex, I want to know my neighbors so they can at least tell me and warn me about what the fuck's going on. You can't just walk around and not know nobody.
First of all, I don't never
That's a
see
good point.
anybody. That's
That's
first.
a good point. I know your neighbors smoke
because
mad
you go
weed.
in and go right to the house.
Right.
Like,
What do I need? Do I
even
need
if
to
you see
wait
them
on the stairs?
if you see them in the hallway, you probably wouldn't even speak.
No, I don't.
Exactly. You have to talk to these people.
You should
What
talk to
the
your
black
neighbor.
people I'll speak to.
I talk to the white people too. They don't speak back, and I say fuck y'all.
No, I don't. I'll speak to like the black guy who smokes all that weed next to us.
Yeah,
I'll speak to
Definitely
him.
smokes
Yeah.
a lot of weed.
I talk to
Yeah.
the neighbors. I say, "Hey, how you doing?" I say, small conversation. So it's to build a sense of community, so we all can look out for each other.
I do have two
Fucking
younger
neighbors.
brothers, and if my younger brother had a wife and his sperm wasn't working, still no. No.
I think the sperm thing takes it to another level. But like, if I was able to like carry my brother and my sister's child, then yes, I would carry the child. I would make sure I'm eating right. I would be ready to prepare to give birth to my niece or nephew.
I love kids, and I really want people to be able to have kids, but it just can't be too close to home.
If you were a woman, would you be a surrogate, Chris?
No,
They get bank.
I don't.
Let me see how much they make from doing that.
Like Kim Kardashian, how much did she pay her surrogate?
Who cares?
It's Kim Kardashian, probably like $1 million.
Probably more than that.
And all I gotta do is
couldn't.
eat right and not be stress free. Yes.
The Growing Generation Surrogate Pregnancy Compensation Package offers up to... Let me read that again just for kicks and giggles. The Total Growing Generation Surrogate Pregnancy Compensation Package offers up to $63,000 with an additional benefits of $40,000. This attractive compensation of a surrogate mother makes us one of the most high-paying surrogacy
That's
agencies around.
$100,000 you
Hold
can
up.
get from carrying the baby.
So you saying so
$103,000.
so women do this professionally?
Yes, because a lot of people can't carry kids.
Yes, Chris, this is a real issue out
This
here
is
in
a thing.
America.
Wow,
That's why sperm banks and shit are a thing.
wow.
Because people can't, or like even an egg bank. Like my best friend Ricardo, well, yeah, from college, he just had twin girls. He went on in Instagram and tried to like explain exactly what it is because people kept asking him like questions. Let me see if I can hurry up and
Ricardo from K State.
Yeah, Ricardo from K State. So
That is not your best friend.
you don't know how often me and
Light skin Ricardo?
talk. Yes, me and Ricardo came into before you got there. It was me, Ricardo, and Tyson and Jarius. We were a group called Seasons, and everybody on campus knew the Seasons because we were always together. We used to dress alike and everything.
Y'all are so lame.
It was super lame. But like this, is what he said. It's like frequently asked questions. He said, "Did you adopt?" And he said, "Not that there's anything wrong with adopting, but he did not." He said, "Do you use a surrogate?" Yes, and she was amazing. He said, "How does it work?" So one of the girls has my DNA, and the other has his boyfriend's DNA, and they share the same egg donor's DNA, which makes them biological sisters. And he asked, like, "Do you know whose baby's who?" He said, "No," and they don't want to find out. And he said, "There's like, what's the nationality?" And they're Vietnamese, so they get to choose their egg and like where it's from. And the lady, so that's how they did it with the twins. So there's two eggs, but they did different incisions with the sperm.
Twins.
Mhm.
Oh.
They're just fraternal. Excuse me,
Mm.
paternal, not fraternal, because that'll make them fraternity brothers. But they're paternal twins.
You can be a fraternal twin. Fraternal means you don't look alike, right?
Paternal.
That's paternal twins when you don't look alike.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Fraternal.
identical is when you
Yeah,
look alike.
fraternal is like a fraternity. That's manly. Like this is my fraternity brother.
Oh, I thought it was called fraternal.
No, paternal. The P.
Yeah, no, it's a no for me. I don't. I wouldn't.
So
want,
if your wife was unable to conceive, would you think about getting the egg?
we don't have to adopt.
So
I mean,
you,
okay.
So you would
I will
rather
be
not have your
understanding.
own child?
I will be understanding. We can have this conversation, but I would rather just adopt. But if we had this conversation and she was making sense, okay, fuck it.
Because you lose all your traits in doing that too.
Then doing what?
Adopting. As
That's
opposed to you just
that's
getting
what I think,
another
like,
egg and
as
still
a-
having your side of things.
Oh, so okay. So the question is, if
you're-
she couldn't have a kid, would I go get a surrogate? Basically,
yeah, would you think about getting like an egg, like in vitro, Or
So
like,
what does
even
that mean? Go get
like
an
so
egg?
there's different things. So like you can have a surrogate. Like so let's say like if she can't carry kids, like Kim Kardashian can't carry kids because she gets sick, they'll take her egg and Kanye's sperm and just insert the in fertilized egg inside someone else to carry the baby. Or there's the other thing. So like let's say like if your wife does not have the eggs to produce a baby, they can get an egg from someone else, insert your sperm and insert it in her, and she can carry the baby.
This is so confusing.
I
get it, but it's a lot.
So I think those are just things that maybe me and Eric think about more, since that we know that we can't naturally have a child. We could naturally have a child, but I ain't about to bust it down.
We're gonna have
So I think about that all the time. I know that I want a Kelvin or a Kelviana. So I know that eventually I'm either going to have to.
I will
get
flame the fuck out of your daughter.
Oh, I would never name my daughter
If
Kelviana.
her name
You
was
would fuck her
Kelviana.
life up.
I would
Kelviana.
flame her every chance.
Kelviana.
And that poor girl is probably gonna have such good intentions.
She would
with her
definitely.
little
She would get
glasses.
bullied. She would get bullied.
From her
She
name.
would. And she's gonna have little
Kelviana?
glasses, and you know she's gonna start out with like pigtails, and her name is Kelviana.
I would flame the fuck out of her every chance I get.
I'll fight
Soon as she gets about 5 years old to where she can understand what I'm saying, flaming her.
Wow.
Ass off rip.
Wow.
Poor baby.
Kelviana? I will flame the fuck out of her.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't even know.
But yeah, so I
need a
think
nickname
about
for
that
her.
stuff. Like I want a child. So I have to think about how am I going to do the child? Am I going to be a single father?
I thought about that too because I'm not trying to do the whole. But you see, like I don't know how that works because I was like, am I denying the child and not doing the whole co-parenting bit? Because I really don't want it to be like, I want I want the kid to be with me for Christmas. Like, bitch, you were not really supposed to be a part of this.
But that's the thing. Like, I grew up in a single. Well, I guess I had a stepdad, but like, I know a lot of people that grew up in like a single parent household that aren't like without.
I mean, the same, but I was like that because that was my circumstance. I still don't know. I don't even know my father's name.
You don't want to put that on your child,
right? If I don't have to, like, if it's a mom who is willing to be a mom, it's like, well, I guess you should. This is the person who carried you, but like, you could just be mine.
Like I told myself, if I'm 35 and I'm still not married, I'm adopting. So
that's how I feel too. I feel like my mom had me at 30,
my mom had me at 32.
and
My
she
mom
had my
had me at
brother
15.
at 34.
Wow.
So I feel like I'm in that little grace period of time right now. I'm single as
You're supposed to be getting married in a few months.
I am supposed to get married in a few months, and it's terrifying me when niggas is
Oh
cheating.
wait, 20 October. Oh,
But
practically
niggas
a
is
year.
what?
That's a year.
Cheating.
That is a big claim
I know. I'm so honorary.
because he went to the club and didn't say anything.
That's
Well, there's
one
never
case.
mind.
What, Chris?
Off here.
No,
I just
what?
hate that the
Say
music keeps cutting at awkward points.
It. Say it.
Say it. You sure?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Off there.
Talk
You know what I'm
about
talking about?
No, I don't.
We still got to get to uniquely speaking, and where are we now?
Okay.
You guys are horrible.
I'll text it to the group.
Okay. All right. So, are we done with that?
Yeah, that was it.
For
That's right, Whitney.
all right, guys. So, uniquely speaking, the title of uniquely speaking this week is Shining Stars.
Okay.
It's stemmed from a conversation that me and my brother were having this week about the whole Nipsey thing, and basically about people wanting to dim your light because they feel like theirs is not shining enough. And then I really started to think about it. Like, if you really think about stars in general in the sky, if you look up in the sky at night, all the stars look exactly the same. All the stars are exactly the same. No star is usually shining brighter than the other one. They just are lined up just a little bit different. And I think that's how we all are. Like, all of our stars are literally there. But on Earth, they may seem small, but stars are all actually planets. So when someone tries to come and dim your light, they don't understand that on another person's planet, they may be their sun. They may be the entire source for that whole planet. But they can't see it because they're still standing on Earth. They don't realize how big and important they are to somebody else. So that's why they may try to dim yours. But if we all stop and look at the bigger grand picture of things, we are all equally important to somebody else for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't be so concerned about how we are perceived down here as a small star, because on the moon, we may be that person's sun. Or on Pluto, we may be that person's sun. or we may be their Pluto. We may be their entire Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important that when we're looking at things, let's not judge or hinder ourselves by comparing ourselves to the next person because we don't see ourselves as who we are to somebody else, because we can never see that. I'm pretty sure the Earth is somebody else's sun, or the Earth is somebody else's moon. But we don't know because we're here on the Earth. So when you're looking at other people and you're comparing yourselves, remember that you don't understand how great you are until someone tells you. And that's uniquely speaking. Shining stars. Be careful about how you try to dim other people's light or how you see yourself in shining comparison to somebody else's.
That's real. I never tried to dim anyone else's light. I feel like, well, I don't think you can, but I've never consciously tried to do it, but I have compared my shine to someone else at earlier points. And I feel like it's a human thing to do it subconsciously, and I think the important thing is reeling it back in, because there have definitely been times where I'm just like, this person is, X, Y, and Z point ahead or getting more focused than I am for X, Y, and Z, and it's just like, but me feeling this way doesn't really change anything
at all.
It's like, so what do you do now? And sometimes there's really not much that you can do in that moment other than accept that this is not your moment, because I've looked and been like, oh, well, for this you've gotten so much recognition, and there was probably a moment where they didn't get that. Everyone has their pockets of glory, and you kind of got to let them have it. I feel like every person needs that, and to, I don't know, try and take it from them is like selfish as the fuck.
Yeah.
But for those people, because I know that it's not a popular thing to say, for those people who are just like, damn, this person's getting recognition and I'm not, there's nothing wrong with you for believing that, but to maliciously try and hinder their shit, that is when it's something wrong with you.
Just, I mean, I do this all the time though, like just like Instagram people, I just be like, how are y'all famous? Like, I mean, I do it all the time, but then again, I'm like, let me chill, because clearly somebody thinks they're funny or somebody thinks that they're talented or whatever, but majority of the time, none of them are.
I do the same thing.
It is a few. People. It is a few that actually are talented, like Woody. What's the last name? McClain. Like he's talented. I can't think. He's just the most talented one out of everybody, from my opinion. But yeah, like I don't know. I just be thinking like, how the fuck? Why are you famous? Not saying like I should be where you are, but I'm just saying it as if like
it makes sense.
Why?
I said that with Kendall.
Yeah, I still say that. I'm excited to see what he's going to do with BET. I've met him. I've seen him in person do his thing.
I met him too, and he's pleasant.
He's really pleasant, and I think some people's blessings come when they're supposed to come. And I'm not going to hate on his blessing. I just hope that he does everything he needs to do to continue his blessing.
Like, I'm always happy for somebody who is dope like that, but then I always think like, why? How?
I also think it's just all about finding your passion and connecting with that. And the universe rewards you for finding your passion and your purpose. People find their passion and their purpose, and they make money off of it. And that's great. I appreciate that.
I found this, and I made it my phone background. It says, don't chase love, money, or success. Become the best version of yourself, and those things will chase you. And I feel like a lot of people are chasing the dream. I'm one of those people chasing the dream. But if you do take, like for me, if I take the time to take these dance classes, if I get into comedy school, if I do X, Y, and Z, me building myself will put me in positions where I'm needed to be at the forefront. But, to just chase success, that's kind of aimless. Like, what are you doing?
Half the people on Instagram, they're just doing it for money. Like, they're not even doing it to... It's not organic. Like, it's not like I genuinely want to be an entertainer. I genuinely want to be an actor or whatever. Because half of the people who are on there, y'all just acting like girls. Y'all just showing y'all are showing us how y'all think black women act.
But I think
not even black women, just women in general.
But I think the thing that separates them from other people is the belief in what they're doing. So even if this is like the corniest, most played out, you've seen blame it on Quay, be a black woman, but the next person is just like, well, my black woman is going to be funnier and X, Y, and Z. Just having the belief in your craft is what separates them from a lot of people who are sitting in their room bitter. If you lead with that passion, I mean, the shit will hit. Someone gonna fuck with it, but if you don't believe in it enough to even start putting it out there, it's like, why are you mad? Right. You're not contributing to society. So,
and I used to say that to myself, like, I used to always just be like if I'm saying like, how did you get to that point? And I'll just be like, well, shit, I haven't been on audition since 2014, so I can't even talk.
How's that going, by the way?
I haven't been on one since 2014.
But so it's the second quarter. Now it's time to set those new second quarter goals and reflect on how we did with our first quarter and make this second quarter better than it was the first quarter.
Because that means that's half a decade that you haven't auditioned.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, the dance class I took on Tuesday was my first dance class since July. And I was just like, there was a point where I was doing this at least twice a month. And
there was a point where I was always at an audition.
Yeah. And it's like, for those to be the passions, for me to take a break there and have more work hours, it's like, oh, I think I'm working in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why I was doing it, but I like to keep mental tally so I know where I'm at or how I'm progressing. But yeah. So I guess I'll start. Where are we now?
Quick question.
Yeah.
So let's say it was a big. Would you rather host or would you rather be a dancer?
Host.
Okay, so let's just say there was somebody who got a hosting gig that you didn't get, and let's say you thought that was like your big break, and then let's say 5 years later you actually became Eric Devontae, the host, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say you got an award for whatever. Would you get on stage and be like, shout out to, like, how can I phrase this question? Like, would you bring up the fact that you didn't get that first gig, or would you just be like, I'm here now, so thank you for this award?
If it makes sense for the story, I'm not going to be a bitter bitch on stage.
I think I would.
I
would bring up, because like I was thinking about this the other day for some reason. Like when I ever become an Academy Award winner, I would bring up the fact that I didn't get that role, and I would be like,
no, that's perfectly fine.
That's okay,
but
if it makes sense for the
don't
story.
Attack O'Shea and the
no,
producers.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't attack them. I would
Okay,
just mention
okay.
the fact that I'm now just here. Y'all should have got me in that role.
No.
No, I wouldn't say it like that. Wait. I wouldn't say it like that. I'm just saying like that's probably how it would come off. And I'll probably get canceled right after.
Yeah.
But
You really Monique.
Especially because at that time, this movie's already approaching a decade.
But I was still.
So I'd be like, all right, bitch.
Yeah.
Wow. Someone's
Clap 'em
pressed.
off.
And then the music plays.
Thank you.
I would get canceled right the fuck after.
Immediately. But no, I mean, if it makes sense for the story, because like certain things need to be said. People need to understand that shit is not sweet. You did not get your first role that you auditioned for, or the 10th one that you auditioned for, but you got here. I'm getting an Academy Award. So if it makes sense for the story, but don't be jaded. Because being jaded clouds
it was
the
still
whole.
hold a piece in my heart. That
Then
I did
leave
not
it
get
there.
that
Well,
role.
then you say.
Hold it
Then
there.
you say. When I went on my first audition, I thought that was going to be my big break,
And fuck y'all,
but
they
it
didn't give me
did
that
not
break.
happen.
And fuck
and-
y'all.
No,
Well,
not in
cancel.
fuck y'all.
Cancel.
And it hurt, and it took me a while to get to where I am now. But I am proud to say that man that stood in that audition room and gave his all is now accepting this Academy Award, and I don't think I would be able to do it without that. So I want to thank you guys.
And I would say without them telling me no.
Yes, without them telling me no.
without them hiring their son.
And this is why they don't have an Academy Award.
So I can be petty.
No.
Anyway.
Not if it doesn't make sense, because then it just clouds your whole message.
Right.
And
Y'all
you
are right.
want
Y'all
your
are
point
right.
to get across.
Y'all are right. I'll get canceled right after. I know.
So where am I now? I'm in the process of rebuilding, figuring out my finances in a way where I can eventually enroll myself in comedy school, because I want to do that consistently. Because even though I'm funny, I want to learn the art of how this business works.
This girl was she goes on Instagram Live every day to do a set because she wants to do stand up comedy too.
I respect that.
That's
It's not
really good.
It's not my approach to it, but I respect her approach to
because
it.
she was like she wants to do that too, like going to comedy school and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, shit. The internet is a great tool. Someone may sponsor it.
I didn't even know there was a comedy school.
There's so many comedy schools, especially out here. My goal is to get in there by the mid or end of summer. Finding out how I can keep affording dance classes, keeping a roof over my head, eventually merging my way into a field so that way I can cut out the middleman, which is these jobs I don't care about. But it feels good. Like, as trash as adulting is, when you start to get a handle on it, you start to feel really good. So I feel really good. I'm happy. I'm tired as fuck.
I'm good. I've been going to the gym a lot more than I have when I say I want to lose weight, so I guess that's a good step. I guess now I just need to figure out a way to eat portion. I don't know. I need to figure out a way to fucking eat right. Yeah, well, however the hell that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still looking for a new job. I had a phone interview on Friday for Facebook, and they were looking for somebody to stay in that role for a long period of time. And I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't get why companies don't understand. Niggas want to grow. Like, I'm not about to stay in that fucking position for 5 years. No, what the fuck? For 5 years, I can go somewhere else.
What was the position after that?
I don't even think she said because I asked her, is there room to grow? I always ask every company, is there room to grow? And she said, yeah, but if you want me to stay in this position for 5 years, what room is it to grow? I'm confused.
I'm good to lie. Like, I'll be like, all right, that's fine. And then once I'm tired, click.
I always tell jobs immediately, like, I'm looking to grow. I'm not trying to stay in no position longer than 2 years, really. 2-3 years. That's the max for me.
It's a long time. I don't think there's been any job I've been at for 2 years. Well, daycare, but that was a different situation. I was in school. But in terms of my adult life, fuck that. If it's not passion driven, fuck that.
This is the second longest job I've had. I was at TJ Maxx for like 7 years.
What?
Yeah.
God bless your heart.
In college, then when I first moved out here, before I got hired at CBS.
Yeah, I haven't been at a job that long. AWA is my longest job.
That was like 2 years.
I worked there for 4 years.
Oh. But that's where I'm at. Trying to cope.
That's real.
Kelvin?
I am here. Like
Come
Tisha
on.
Campbell.
You want to be her so bad.
No, yeah, I'm here. I am progressing. I am smiling. I am looking at all the opportunities that are coming my way. If I am single tomorrow, I will be loving me, you know. I just feel like if this don't work, then I'm just going to be like single and I'm just going to chill. I'm not going to look for nothing.
I think you're trying to make it not work. Is that it? Okay, you don't even have to answer.
That's a good question.
Do you really like him?
Huh?
Do you really like him?
I do, but I don't.
If you can't even answer that question,
but I'm not. I don't want to force nothing. Like I feel like if it's not just going to happen organically, then I don't want to force it. Like, you're cool. I appreciate you, and we have good times. But now it's just like I don't want to force nothing. Like, I just feel like relationships shouldn't be forced.
It shouldn't.
I don't know what it feels like to be deep in love enough to know when it's just not.
I do.
I've been in love once.
I've been in love like 4 times. Because I love hard. I love hard. I love hard, and I fall fast. So I understand. But like I don't want to force nothing that's not there.
I guess
that's fair.
Y'all need to clearly have a conversation.
We are gonna
definitely have a conversation.
Definitely gonna talk now. Talk about it on air.
That makes sense.
Does he listen to the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Sis, send me your Instagram.
I can give you the Instagram. You want the Instagram?
I'll take the Instagram. But as always, guys, speaking of, you can catch me at The World According to Eric on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Eric Devante, and Snapchat at Picasso_3.
And you can find me, Kelvin Unique, at Kelvinology. That's KelvinOllogy on your Instagram.
And on Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at CCCAW_. And as always, guys, I hope y'all got right.
That's right. Get right or get left.
Bitch, you better get right.